flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Big unit on this one.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So I don't know if it's working, I don't know if it's on.
All right, I'll have you check it.
Name up there, so then you'll see the camera where you're at.
They don't know
Chairman,
my
I
call,
move
they're
we
paying
approve-
attention.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda as printed.
Thank you, Carl.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Who
Motion
was the
carries.
second one?
I will, or Eric, or Dave, or...
I was
Approved.
worried about the various amended, agendas you had, and I wanted to make sure I amended them.
The amended.
It's all amended
That's
now.
what it should say.
Yeah.
Okay. Approve the minutes for 5/8 and 5/10.
I would, after having read through both minutes, I would make a motion to approve both as written.
Second.
Okay, have a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is anyone here from the public who wish to address the board? Who's here to listen? Okay. All righty. Let's move on down to approve WB permit with Sunday sales for Infants World Service. It's wine and beer permit, I believe.
That's it. And everything's in order, everything signed that needs to be signed. You don't have to have dram shop insurance for a wine and beer permit, so very good.
I would make a motion to approve that.
Second. I have a first and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, motion carries. Authorize chairman to sign Humboldt County Animal Control Officer employment contract.
Okay, the contract, was written by the county attorney. I let you guys see what it looked like last week. Mary Henson has been in and she has signed it also, so. All that stuff, it's somewhere here, it says signature, somewhere in that line above.
I'll make a motion that you chairman sign the contract.
I'll second the motion. Second Dave's motion.
So
All
this
right.
is just on a year-to-year basis, right?
Yep.
I believe so.
Okay.
And, I think the city's good with it, and Dean's good with it, and, hopefully this will lighten his load. Okay, all in favor of, the contract for the animal control officer?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Authorize chairman to sign copy machine lease with Marco.
Okay, a couple of weeks ago, I had this on the agenda, and they didn't have the paperwork to me, and, now I have the paperwork. So it's a standard copy machine lease, it's at the prices that they quoted us before. Everything seems to be in order, so just need my signature.
We talked about this last when you explained it to us, I thought we was all in favor of it, so I moved the approval of the signing of the lease with Marco with a copy machine contract. I'll second that.
First and a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
There are two places to sign on here. Don't sign in the last one, even though they have it highlighted, because we haven't accepted the machine yet.
Oh, okay, top two. Righty.
Don't do it, Rick.
Yeah,
Why not?
then they'll say, we already delivered your machine, we're not gonna bring it.
They sign in the wrong spot. Okay, then we have, May 29th on the calendar is the day of our meeting, and which is a holiday, the courthouse is closed. What's the thought on having a meeting that day? I'm gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be gone.
I'll be busy, so I make a motion, we close it.
They say we don't have anything.
I second Dave's motion.
Okay, I have a first and a second, any more discussion on
We
it?
don't, will the claims be the week before then, or? is
They
that-
always are, the second and fourth week, so
Okay.
they'll be taken care of.
So we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I have a motion on the floor not to,
Second.
And that's it.
to have a meeting that day. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we're whipping through stuff pretty quick. Let's do our committee reports.
Okay, on, find the right week. On Tuesday, we had our campaign meeting down in Fort Dodge for the CFR. Still trying to make our initial contact. Wednesday, we had our drainage meeting here at 1 o'clock. Wednesday afternoon, we had, our mobile food pantry was in town. I think the numbers, if I remember right, were like 108 people were served. We had an unbelievable amount of volunteers. We had people from the Methodist Church. I think there was 2 confirmation classes.
Yeah.
We had the First State Bank, and we also had, high school kids there working on their silver cord, and we had Congregational Church people. So out of the 108 people that were served, we probably had 40 younger kids and adult supervisors, I'll put it that way. Carl's wife was there. So we got them taken care of and moved through there in a hurry, so it all went well. That was my week.
The only thing I had this week, Peggy, was a special meeting on drainage on Wednesday.
On Tuesday, I met with the emergency manager. We called the DNR, the head of the confinement buildings, got some questions answered. One of them, they stated the fellow that's got the hog side up over by Bradgate that put the irrigation pipe in, he's got it parked right on the irrigation bank for the drainage ditch, right on the bank there, and he has to be 200 feet away from that ditch. And his application states that he is to knife it in where it said irrigation or spraying it. It's not marked, so he's in violation. They told us to notify Mason City to keep an eye on it. Then on Wednesday, I was up for DD 33 at 1 o'clock. That's all I had.
This past Wednesday, of course, with everybody else, the 1 PM meeting, discussion on the drainage district number 33. That's all I had last week.
I was in here on Wednesday, also for that 1 o'clock meeting. Thursday, I was down at the LEC, we had a strike plate on a door that wasn't working, the bathroom door went latch, so I fixed that strike plate, and Dean had called me about a water spot on the carpet. It was underneath one of the rugs that they put on the carpet, to protect the carpet. When they noticed it when they were cleaning, they rolled it back and it was wet under there. So he's a little wondering where did this water come from? And I've been in there twice looking at it, and I think it might have come from the last time they had a roof issue. It may have gotten underneath that rubber mat and just never ever dried out. That's what we're thinking. Other than that, it could be maybe a leaky pipe in the wall, but I don't think so, because a leaky pipe doesn't leak just now and then.
Did they get the roof fixed?
Yes.
And you didn't see evidence of anything else?
No, there's,
Because I remember the discussion of the roof, but...
the hail dinged up some of the metal
Right.
on the roof, which doesn't affect
No.
the actual leakage of the roof, it's more cosmetic.
But there was anything that, yeah, I remember there was a slight leak, that the leak was fixed.
Yeah. And like I say, they have a 20-year guarantee on that roof. The guy says anytime it leaks, you call me, I'll come and fix it. So, that's the only thing that I told Dean to keep an eye on it, so next time it rains, we'll kind of watch to see if there's any leakage anywhere. But I kind of think that's what may have happened. The water just got underneath that when it leaked, and then it never got dried out. So hopefully that's it. think that's all I had.
You were there Wednesday too, were you?
Yes.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for us, Peggy?
You noticed, I think I put a copy in there, I know I gave a copy to you, from FEMA on the flood
Yes.
insurance rate map. And they're wanting the county to take some action on that, and if they don't, we won't be able to be, people in the unincorporated area will be able to purchase flood insurance. And maybe that's how it is right now, and maybe that's how you want it to be, I don't know. But they give you,
I mean, this
A
flood
while.
map is absolutely ridiculous.
Of course.
Absolutely ridiculous. They have people up on Eagle Ridge, which sits probably 60 feet above the river in the floodplain.
I've heard that, yeah.
I mean, it's asinine.
There's
Yeah. Well, it's
places in
FEMA.
Dakota City are the same.
Yeah.
So what's the issue? What's the question?
they sent the new flood insurance rate map to us, and we had an opportunity to look those over, make any comments, and that time period is now closed. So we have until November 3rd of 2019 before we will be ineligible to receive financial insurance for future flood-related disasters pursuant to an Iowa Code section. Specifically, the county would not be eligible to receive the 10% non-federal match that the state provides for public assistance grants following presidentially declared disasters, if we don't comply and do the form that they get attached. So, I mean, we've got some time,
So what are we
but
supposed
you
to,
don't wanna forget it either.
what are we supposed to do? Just sign off on it, or?
Fill a form out and send it back.
Yeah, fill out a form and send it
They
back.
asking for any money?
No. No, it's just basically we're acknowledging their flood maps and that,
Verify their maps are wrong.
yeah.
But what it's doing is, if you don't fill it out and then there's some flood-related
You won't get
things,
whatever.
that
You won't be able to
just
get,
don't get your 10%.
won't be able to get
Yeah.
your 10%.
And if you guys are okay with that, we don't do anything. But if you would like to do that, then we need to fill out a form. Like I said, we've got time.
Yeah, we better fill it out and sign it.
As long as they're not asking for any money, and apparently if you live on the highest point in the county, you can get flood assistance.
If you would like.
Well, the dumb part is they're sitting there looking at
The bad part
maps
about
in
it is it
Washington.
raises your insurance by several $100s a year.
Yeah.
The homeowner's insurance?
Homeowner's
Like I
insurance.
said, this isn't gonna cost the county.
For
a big
somebody
bite.
purchasing a house in Humboldt in the flood map,
Oh, yeah,
it raises their cost, their mortgage by $100 to $200 a month.
sure. So it's, and do they go off these goofy maps?
Yes, they go off of these stupid maps.
So, yeah, it's very unfortunate if you live 60 feet above the water line, and it's still considered on that map.
Yeah,
And you're paying for something you never use.
no.
But
Now,
are
you,
we
my
required
friend,
to
may
get
need
flood
that.
insurance?
No.
Maybe
No.
not.
If you have a
My-
mortgage, you have to
My
have
house is
flood.
higher than Main Street in Humboldt,
You can't build with.
Seriously?
so if I had water in my house, or up to my
Town would
back
be
door,
flooded.
Main Street would have water on it.
But you're in the floodplain, so
But I'm
you
in
pay
the
that
floodplain,
extra
so-
insurance cost.
Mhm.
We don't have much.
And that only goes against, we don't have a whole lot of choice.
No.
That only goes against, that to protect the mortgage
Yep.
Mhm.
company, so. we're
It is
gonna have to fill
ridiculous,
it out.
but as long as we're, county's not spending any money, you might as well sign off on it in case in case Bruce's house floods, that means the whole city would be flooded, and they'd be able to get the FEMA cost share.
Need to be building an ark. if that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will check with the county attorney on this also, in case he has any issues with it. So,
That's just my little soapbox,
Oh, I agree with you.
So stupid.
Well, if it comes from the federal government, of course.
It also affects the people in the rural counties, because
in James too.
there'll be people out there who have acreages that are now in floodplains.
Same deal,
Yeah,
yep. So they can pay more too.
yeah, and I don't know, like, if you have a grain bin, and if your grain bin's in a floodplain, will you be able to seal your grain in? I don't know,
Probably have to pay more insurance on that too.
yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of issues that this brings up,
Well, it makes perfectly good sense though, comes from the federal government.
yeah.
and we have no control in the city of Humboldt, I'm sure they've already addressed this issue themselves. You know, like.
This is more county-wide.
The unincorporated area of the county.
So other towns, cities in the county, they have the same consideration now.
But I mean, every drainage district out there, it goes out quite a ways past the dredge ditches,
Yeah,
where it used to be not at all.
yeah.
Yeah, now basically our county's pretty much all, I wonder how it affects the hog buildings, when they choose to build.
They have
in fact, some of them's probably sitting in there too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
They always build them next to a creek or a...
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, the land they spread on will be in a flood.
You know, that's probably something they overlooked. They
Yeah.
and the government, federal
I don't
government. What do you do?
On a lighter note, all the cities have paid their 2080 agreements in full for this year.
Okay.
Everybody's all paid that,
That's
so
good.
starting July 1st then, I will revise the contract, bring it back to you because we have a yearly increase in there. And then we'll send it out to the cities and have them start thinking of things.
Okay. Well, I think I need if you're done,
Yep.
we'll have a motion to go into drainage, and we'll talk with Trish about drainage updates.
So moved.
Second?
Have a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Hmm? Let's just turn the air on.
Should I turn that down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's,
The coffee's freezing.
I'm not gonna tell you,
I should have brought a coat.
Bruce, are you at least cool?
It's cool, yeah.
Just getting comfortable.
You and Peggy should sit together.
Evidently.
Oh, speaking of temperature, it's gonna be a really good short stay for you. Real good short stay.
it's gonna get hot today, ain't it?
It was hot yesterday. It's gonna be hot today, it's gonna be hot tomorrow.
I guarantee you my wife
88
was here.
tomorrow. Crazy.
It's nice.
And then what, back in the sixties
You know-
by the end of the week, isn't it?
Yeah.
In 2012, it was really hot here this time of year.
Yeah.
I remember that, 'cause I was
That
calling my
corn
son, I
jumping
called
out
him
of
back,
the
now,
ground.
where I was at, it was like 40, and it was 80.
Where were you, in Alaska?
I was actually over in Europe seeing my daughter at that time. I was
You-
over in Italy or someplace like that. It was cold.
It
I
was
wearing a
hot.
jacket.
It was like record setting in 2012.
Mhm.
They make that corn jump right.
Some of the corn, last
Last
couple of weeks planting it.
I'm sure he probably did.
It's really
I
coming
know.
along.
The field's starting to have a green tint.
Yeah.
By Hardy?
It's really looking good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the folks used to go over to see her.
That thing fights you
Yeah,
every
I'm
day.
talking about Richard, was telling me that.
I would, I'll help you.
My grandpa were real
I'll help
smart.
you. That's a hazard.
My dad, or my grandpa and your dad were
We
real
have
smart.
all
yeah.
bells, don't you speak of
Oh,
that.
You want phone numbers? Make a copy of that.
Johnny fought the battle hard.
Are you electrifying?
What was it called?
Not really. I'm
Cancer,
not-
he had cancer for 12 years,
We,
He fought it hard. but,
We called this guy here.
got a lot of years, 'cause back 12 years ago, Rochester said go home and die.
Yeah.
And he fought it.
Now, is there any of the boys left?
What'd you talk to him about?
Kenny,
Oh, yeah.
Kenny
that's right.
is down in southern Iowa.
Yeah, that's right.
The two girls are married
Yeah,
and Betty
yeah.
are still around, so.
And requiring a filtration system on the fans.
Awesome.
What?
Did you do the conjunction with
Maybe.
Yeah, down at her office.
Yeah, which
The
is awesome.
triple
Good
A
work.
batteries, are these triple?
And we talked to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need two of them, I'll be down shortly.
He wasn't in the
Alright,
first
thank you.
time, left a message, and he called back.
The triple, see those, all those A's, 1, 2, 3.
I can't
That
see.
one over there on the
Small.
drainage ditch where they put the irrigation thing in.
Okay,
It's,
Drainage updates.
here's your work order list.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Take it in.
You know what? We used to have 2 pages, we're down to 3/4 of a page, or maybe just a shade over half a page. We're getting
Going
somewhere.
down
Well,
faster.
and it's just, some of it,
She's typing smaller letters.
Oh, is that it?
I think that's it.
Slower print.
Right on the grass line.
It's better than it was, but.
Good.
30 feet and you're in the ditch.
You're making progress.
Mhm.
To get these, that's awesome, that's good work.
And you know what? They only mark the 15.
Yeah, we can cut that
Yeah.
copy.
Important documents.
Nice to have.
15,
Yeah.
water bills, too.
Well, they get through some of this other BS, and I like to work on stuff like that, but that's good work.
So, on these, most of these have been handed out, right?
Yeah, they got a name on them. They know about them and, typically, once the tiling gets done, they kinda work on some of these other ones.
Yeah.
This one over in Rutland, that he was worried about whether he was gonna be able to plant that because of the fact that that ditch intake over there in that ditch is full of water, and then it runs across the field diagonally over there. So I said, well, we really don't think we're gonna be able to dig it up until the water goes down a little bit.
Is this the one where it's, Rutland Township?
Yeah.
Is that involving the trail at all? I see it says something to do between
Well, it
trail and road.
It goes back towards the trail. That, it's on Thoden, where, Kish, name, last name. Jody Monk, husband, you know where they live? No.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, you can see the ditch, it's full of water, and then that tile runs across, diagonally across towards their house and then over to the trail. Well, down below the trail, there's two intakes there, and those things are running,
Full bore, huh?
yeah, so the water, but it's backed up above. And Dennis said he didn't think he'd be able to get his planter go, said it was so wet across there that, so he needs to have somebody look at that intake and see if that's, if it's plugged on the, other side of the road, or why it isn't, because the whole across that field is wet. So hopefully we'll get somebody there to look at that.
I'll check with Brandon and see what he's doing. He was just finishing up private tiling.
Tiling, yeah.
Okay.
East of Thor with Gordy Marsh. Have you heard anything from them? I was out there and looked at that last night, and they have dug it up. The tile is running underneath the trail now.
Okay.
They look like they pulled out a few trees, but they haven't put any new tile in. They've kind of dug it up on both sides of the trail, and it's running through there and drying things out.
Okay,
So
so maybe they'll wait till,
they'll probably gotta get it all dried out, then they'll replace it then. But it's getting dried out, so.
okay.
Alrighty.
One thing on drainage fixing projects, I was contacted by Brian Yemlin Construction.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just, basically, they are just short of work. They are willing, yes. So, I'm bringing it to drainage, attention of the drainage that, and he said, our company is willing to do some smaller projects. He said, we don't, obviously we'd like a bigger project, but he said, I just wanted to make us aware that, he said, just give him a call, and he said he would be, able to get to it for quite quickly. So, some of this, we're trying to keep this, shorten down this list, that might be
Yeah.
a possibility. A lot of them,
So anything new that would come in, you could probably send them their way. There's things that they could fix.
yeah, so he said to please inform, everyone, so I am. And, yeah, he's, like I said, smaller, some of these things aren't very big projects, so that's perfectly fine with us. He said, we've got the equipment, we'll come and do a smaller project or a bigger project.
Okay.
So, that might expedite some of these,
Yeah.
so we don't have the same person trying to get 6 projects. and-
Yeah.
Well, typically they'll, once they're done in the field, then you'll have about a handful again get reported when they
Mm-hmm.
say something that's,
So hopefully that can speed things along too.
Okay. Alrighty.
Can I run and get a?
Yep, go get your batteries. We gotta get some batteries for the reporter. And then we'll, get rolling here. Planters rolling pretty hard in Minnesota, I bet.
Are they going
Yeah.
hard? I guess,
'Cause you come down from Mankato, didn't you, Ivan?
no,
Oh.
I'm from Storm Lake,
Oh, you're from Stone Lake. Oh, you come up from the southwest.
yeah. So coming across, there was a lot of planters going.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much is done.
I know,
Just
it's
in a matter of
amazing.
a few days, it's just goes from 0 to 100.
the field was enough for us, guys got corn coming up already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, you go south to Ames and there's all corn.
yeah.
Yeah, well, these warm days.
It's putting it really early, yeah.
Mhm.
All that stuff down there in the Clark Corner that Mercer's planted before it got cold, that stuff jumped out of the ground in a hurry when that sun started shining.
My brother-in-law lives over at Storm Lake, he's got all his beans and corn both in.
There, I would guess by the end of the, yesterday, that I would guess that probably in the neighborhood of 75% of the soybeans are in from Storm Lake south.
Yeah, but there too.
And with northwest of Storm Lake was wetter, and they would have been, I would guess that they're just possibly getting done with corn yesterday.
Well, I don't know who works up by the, working out on the west side of Sheldon Park, but we had our windows open last night, and he worked fairly late.
You could hear him going. Mhm.
I know who it is, but
That's good, you wouldn't let your wife turn on the air.
there was a beautiful breeze
Yeah, it
coming
was
off the river. I'm sure the kids probably thought it should have been on, but
Okay, you get her?
You are electrified.
Okay. I need a motion to go into closed session according to code section 21.5 to discuss strategy with counsel in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent.
I would make the motion to do so.
Okay,
Not budging, I'm not budging.
you're not budging.
Second.
You have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
I'm not in favor of it, but I guess I'll vote against it, because I don't know why we're going into closed session. I guess we've talked for the last couple of meetings, here openly, and I thought we were going to keep things open, so I guess I'm struggling with why we would go into closed session.
ISG has requested it.
We've also been here for the last two meetings
And
too.
we have.
And ISG wasn't present, so I'm still opposed to it, but
Okay. Motion carries to go in closed session. Virgil, you will have to step out.
I don't know what I come down for.
Well, we'll give you some info when we
We'll
get
get back
back.
from that.
Bruce,